So your first Trauma and Heartbreak is it's a double album for real. It's a trauma side, which is side A, and it's a heartbreak side, which is side B. It's inspired by. Well, first I was inspired. Like you'll see it, like when it come out, you'll see, you know, the what do you call it? The inspiration behind it, like the projects I was inspired by and stuff like that. But I was more so inspired by, my parents' house burned down in 2022 in September. So it all just like, it's not necessarily just talking about that, but it's inspired by growing up, things that traumatized me growing up, and then heartbreak that I've experienced or heartbreak that I've caused. And like, I think that situation kind of like brought back all those memories for real, things that I went through in that house growing up, or things that I saw my family go through in that house growing up. Like their trauma too, like watching my parents lose both of their parents, stuff like that. My mom losing her sister, stuff like that. That also, like my parents' trauma is my trauma too. At the end of the day, my kids, when I have kids, my trauma gonna be their trauma. So that's pretty much what it talks about. It's just being there for family and stuff like that, getting closer to God. And you got the heartbreak side, like you cause heartbreak, man. Like you may not even directly do it. Sometimes you indirectly do it because you're trying to do what's best for yourself. But it's a lot of things like that the project dives into. Some things are current. Some things are maybe 10 years ago. Maybe I was 5 years old. Who knows? You know what I mean? But it's just certain things that I just find a way to go touch on and talk about. And yeah, it's just I actually say it like the project was inspired by first two Kendrick projects. The first one was of course Mr. Morale, the Big Steppers, and then the second is Untitled Unmastered. Like the whole soulful vibe that you hear and just the way the stories were told, how uncomfortable I was listening to Mr. Morale, how uncomfortable I was listening to the other project Untitled Unmastered. It's how I want people to feel with this one. Kind of sitting, just cringing and just thinking about those situations and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what kicked it off. And then just studying those projects, listening every day. I actually started writing the project the day after the house burned down. I remember the songs I wrote. I remember just getting back locked in, like that inspiration I talked about, and letting life happen before. Just let life happen, and life unfortunately happened in a unfortunate way. But it still inspired me as an artist and got me back into that studio. And I was locked in from there. Just wrote a crazy amount of songs, and now here we are about to release a double album. So that's what it is, man. So shit, I just give it away. I give it an exclusive for real. Like I did. With this project, I took it back to my roots. How I started recording. I didn't have anybody in the studio. Didn't have any features or anything. It's just me. I felt like with this project, I'm the only one that can tell this story. You know what I mean? So that's why it's that way. Nobody has heard anything besides me. Besides my brother, he'll probably hear. I want to seek out his permission for certain things, so he'll probably hear it once it's once it's at its total finality. We almost there now, but I didn't really do anything new. I just went back to my old ways for real. I just reverted back to how I started to get that joy back, that same joy that I felt. There's like no business behind it or anything. There's no really like calculated nothing. No dropping here because this person's dropping there. Nothing like that. It's just it's all lining up with me and my spirit for real. So that's really what it is. It's just going back to 17-year-old Jus. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm focusing on with this project. That's what I was kind of been locked in on doing. And yeah, it's real close to home. So I'm trying to keep it as close to home as possible. So yeah. So I finalized the track list probably about, I want to say about 4 or 5 months ago, and really just locked in on that track list and like kind of handcrafted those tracks to where I wanted to be at, adding or removing stuff. But yeah, I came up with it, like the whole like thing came from, it's crazy, like we talked about it before, but it came from 808s and Heartbreak, how we talked about. That's the first project that inspired me. It came all the way from there, listening to that as well, understanding the type of like trauma and heartbreak that Kanye was going through at that time. And then it came back to present day, listening to Kendrick, like listen to Kendrick heavy, like listen to that project, like the therapy sessions, everything that he was talking about. Listen to how they crafted those, then also matching it up with my real life experiences. So when you hear the project, it literally goes from, you know, literally goes from trauma. The trauma side is talking about all types of trauma that I've experienced, that my family's experienced, that friends in my life maybe experienced, just talking about that to a T. And then it transitions into, you know, heartbreak where, you know, it's like this trauma has caused so much heartbreak, kind of. But I tried to craft it in a way where it lines up and makes sense, but also brings it back to like where I am now. Because one thing I do want to say, I don't want people to hear the project and be like, this is where Justin currently is at. No, it's not where I'm at. It's just, this is what led me here. So Justin present day is perfectly, I ain't gonna say perfectly fine, but it's doing great. I feel great. Mentally, I'm great, everything. But it's just like, that's the type of artist I am. I'm very introspective. I really get inspiration from my past, or get inspiration from past experiences, or get inspiration by others' past experiences, or things that I may have been through. So I don't want people to listen to the project and think Justin's all fucking depressed and stuff like that. Nah, he's not. It's just a story about my past, or about things that I've been through. And hopefully the story helps somebody, whether it's 1 or 1 million. Hopefully, if it does something for somebody, that's the goal. But most of all, the project is for me though. So fuck what you think, for real. So yeah, really, I mean, the first thing that inspired production was definitely the projects that inspired me. Just the production on those projects, like the different types of instruments, the different types of like, even like voices that Kendrick was doing. It inspired me in a way to like try to use my voice differently too. But then I feel like with this project, because I've done it before with like either no features or just like executive producing my own project. But with this one, it was so easy because the story is just so real. And it's like I'm really the only one that can tell the story. Like I can go out and get features, but it just wouldn't make sense. So, you know, just sitting there listening to it, shuffling all of the, I think I did about 56 songs for the project. So shuffling all 56, you know what I'm saying? Like when I'm in the gym working out, or where I'm just in the studio just playing them back. And then just when something's resonating, just saying that's got to go in the project because that's just too real. It was striking a chord with me, and I wrote this. This is the one I got to go on there. So it's pretty easy though. Like it was very, I'm not trying to say it's like it comes easy to me, but this process was actually like one of the easiest ones because it just all made sense and all lined up perfectly. And the story, I told the story myself really just by writing through everything that was probably on my mind, or that was weighing heavy on my mind. So I did that like unintentionally. I didn't know I was doing it. So like subconsciously I was doing it already. So when it was time to like, all right, let's see what the track list is, it was already made for me for real, because the songs that were resonating were the songs that made sense. So I didn't really have to get second opinions, third opinions about anything. It was just, it stuck with me. It hasn't even changed to this day. So yeah. So plans post-release, Trauma Heartbreak. I mean, I really don't have that much content behind it, really. You know, I really wanted to be like how I started. I started with just strictly music. I remember people were trying to push me to do music videos and all types of stuff. If you look back, I didn't do a music video until, my first music video was I did one 2016, but I didn't want to do it, so that don't really count. But my actual first music video I wanted to do and actually like stepped out and did was in 2019. And then I was pushed to do that though. Like people tell me, do videos, you have to do videos. That's the only way to like, for people to hear you. So this time around, I want to get back to just like me, like doing what I want to do and doing what makes sense to me. So content behind Trauma Heartbreak is really not going to be anything. It's just going to be strictly music, strictly streaming, however you find the music. And then, you know, like I tell people, like it's not really the end of me creating. Like I'm literally going to always create music. It's my God-given talent. And, you know, I got to do it because God gave me the talent to do so. So I got to use it every day or when I'm inspired to create. But as far as releasing, I was literally just talking to two of my friends yesterday about this. And it's more so about, you know, now not taking this so serious. You know what I mean? Like I said before, I lost a lot just taking it so serious and missed out on so much because I was taking myself so serious and taking a rap career so serious when there's other things that I literally care about, want to see happen, want to see change. So it's more so like me stepping back, that same energy I put into it for these last 10 years, I at least got to give 10 years to what I care about. You know what I mean? It's kind of like anything, any type of relationship or any type of friendship, you got to pour into it too. It's a two-way street. And I can't sit back and say, oh, I care about this, but I'm not doing anything to show that I care. And I don't want people to look at me and just see a rapper anymore. I want people to look at me and see, a man that cares about his community, a man that cares about his family, and his friends, his loved ones, and, anybody I run into, just trying to help the way I can, if I can, but try to do it to the best of my ability. So, yeah, that's all it's probably going to be after Trauma Heartbreak. It's just a lot of, community work. I probably will have features. I did some features last year that haven't come out yet, but those going to drop, and that's going to be that too. And then, I may still be writing behind the scenes. I'm not even going to say, but I might still be writing behind the scenes. But always going to be creating. I ain't going to stop creating. Just not. I'll be creating until I'm 6 feet under. So that's not what it is. It's just more so just not taking the releases and everything so serious and just stepping back, stepping away from that aspect. Uplift and Shift is a nonprofit that we started in January of 2024. So we're just doing different events, like creative events though. We want to creatively give back. We don't want to just do the standard way of giving back. We want people to walk away from a certain type of event or a certain type of drive or something saying, oh, I've never seen that done that way before, or I remember that, you know what I mean? And no matter what, when you give back, they are going to remember it because they're in need, you know what I mean? They're going to be very appreciative and going to show a lot of gratitude, but we're doing a lot of things creatively though. We want to have voting registration stuff to where people get educated about politics because, a lot of people don't care these days about any of that. We want to do certain things with the youth, giving them spaces to come learn how to create music. They do have creative, creative juices flowing, but they don't have a place to go. We'll provide that for them. Maybe lock them in for a night and just, have a game night, give them food, stuff like that. We want to do certain type of things and certain things to just help out in the community as much as we can. Give away free haircuts to kids, stuff like that. Just stuff that really, empowers the community. Just give people positive outlets to come do certain things. You know what I mean? And getting that negative shit out of here, for real. Negative shit is easy to access now. We want to push that positive message, push that positive, just push positive vibes for real. Put smiles on people's faces. And like I said, uplift and shift. You want to uplift spirits and shift mindsets and get people to think differently about their situation, about where they at. We all got tools in our life to help us get better. We just gotta, find them. So that's really what we're trying to do. When it comes to the youth, we want to show kids that it's different ways than being an athlete and a rapper. You know what I mean? We want to put people in their lives that may be doctors. We got doctors that we talk to, put lawyers in their lives, put politicians, put teachers. We want to put teachers on a pedestal too, because teachers are the most important. I mean, all of us been through school, all of us been educated, but I feel like they don't necessarily get compensated that way, and they also don't get the love that they deserve. I watch award shows. I really don't see anybody thank their teacher. You know what I mean? Their teacher that actually believed in them, not the teacher that told them they wouldn't be shit, but the teacher that was actually a great teacher. And that's what we want to do. You know what I mean? We want to really push different career paths, host job fairs, stuff like that. Just do a lot of different shit. I'm saying job fair, I'm saying youth lock-in, I'm saying free haircuts, stuff like that. But not the way that you've seen it. We want to do it differently. We want to help adults my age or older. We want to help them network, just meet different people, open different doors. Just a whole lot of stuff, man, that we been brainstorming, been talking about. And yeah, that's what it's gonna be. Just doing different shit out here in the community. DC, Baltimore, PG, Howard County, even Indianapolis. We got some people over there. People in New York. We got people everywhere. that we just gonna start locking in with, and like, once you see it, you'll see it. Like, don't say I told you so when it starts happening. So that's what it's gonna be. The same energy I gave music, I'm giving my all to this, and we'll see what happens. Well, first I want to be remembered that I was good, or that I'm still good. So I hope people just remember that. But outside of that, I want people to remember me for telling the truth, like being truthful, being honest, but also being open. Like actually, openness is probably top of that list because I want people to just remember that. I want people to remember my story. I want that to resonate with people, and just like understand that, like, because I understand this now. But the stuff that I've been through, I wasn't the only one going through that. You know, we all go through similar things in life. So I want that openness to be at the top of people's list so they remember they're not the only ones that's going through whatever they're going through. I mean, we all go through life. We all go through loss. We all go through pain. We all go through anything. You know what I mean? And you're not the only one. So that's why we want people to take away from my music. But I really want people to know how much, like, I pumped out the last 10 years. Like, I want people to know how blue collar I am. Like, I work hard. Like, I'm in the studio. When I'm in the studio, I'm in that joint. Like, I'm not leaving. Like, I gotta go when I'm in the studio, I get it done. Like, I gotta go for the week, how many songs I'm getting done, I get it done. So I want people to really look at the catalog, see the growth, but also see how much I pumped out and how much of my life I gave to music and still giving to music. And even after, you know, I want people, like, it's still things I want to check off the box, of course, like, as an artist. But like I said, that's just on the back burner right now. That's just, right now it's just like, let me focus on other things, and if it come back, it come back. But it is other things I do want to do. Like, I've always dreamed about giving like a Grammy speech. Always, that's like a big dream, like giving a Grammy speech, winning a Grammy. But I mean, you know, things happen. But outside of that, I mean, I've had some big highlights in my music career, man, that I'm just proud of. Like I said before, opening for Uzi was just like crazy, because that was Uzi before he was Uzi. That was really little Uzi. Now he big Uzi. You know what I mean? So it's like it's stuff like that really I'm proud of. And even back in school, like just winning awards for being a musician and creating music organizations on campus that's still going 5 years later than I'm gone. But it's been going since 2016, so 8 years now, you know what I'm saying? Just being able to say that I founded a music organization on the college campus, it's like those little small wins actually like much bigger than, you know, they mean much more and they're much bigger to me now than I thought back then. But it's really some big shit that I've done that I'm proud of, and I'm content with saying this is where I'm at the moment, and this is what I've done. So just stuff like that, performing with my peers, just all the peers that I recorded with, stuff like that. I'm just proud of that, man. A lot of people, I mean, somebody reaches out for you to be on their song, and that means a lot. Like, somebody actually thinks that you'll make this song better, and you're part of their vision. So like, just having different people all over the country, making music with them, that shit means a lot to me. So I've done a lot. I can say that, you know, sold out shows, stuff like that. Like, it's a lot of people can't say they've done a lot of things that I've done. A lot of people can't say they got a lot of numbers I got. You know what I mean? So it's cool, man. I'm cool where I'm at. I'm cool with what I've done. And if this is truly like no more releasing from here, I can sleep good at night and do what I gotta do.